The dim light of the alien fortress barely penetrated the metallic walls, casting long shadows across the stone floor. Finn had been imprisoned here for days, his hands bound in restraints that hummed faintly with energy. He had no idea why he, a simple engineer from Earth, had been taken from his transport vessel and thrust into this alien world. Every day blended into the next, each filled with the quiet tension of being watched. The sharp echo of boots against the metal walkways, and the distant hum of alien machinery. He knew the rumors about the alien warriors who controlled this region. They were said to be merciless, creatures of unmatched strength and cunning. Among them was the warrior who had captured him, though he had never seen her clearly. Only a shadowed figure, glimpsed from afar, with movements that were fluid and deliberate, leaving a trace of authority and power that made Finn's heart race with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Days passed in silence, broken only by the occasional inspection from guards who never spoke, only gestured. Finn tried to piece together why he was here, but the alien world made little sense. Its cities floated above glowing oceans, towers stretched impossibly high, and creatures he could barely comprehend walked its streets. Finn's knowledge of engineering and human ingenuity felt meaningless in the face of technology that seemed to defy physics itself. Then, one day, everything changed. The warrior appeared in his cell without warning. She did not speak at first. Her armor gleamed with a strange iridescent light, her helmet tucked under one arm, revealing sharp features and eyes that glowed faintly with a color he could not name. Her presence was overwhelming, yet there was something in her gaze that made Finn feel a strange mixture of fear and trust. "I am Kalira," she said finally, her voice steady and commanding. "You will come with me." Finn's heart pounded. He had no idea what she intended. He had been trained to expect hostility, not negotiation. Yet when Kalira extended a hand, there was no malice in her posture, only a challenge, a test. Finn hesitated for only a moment before he took it. As he followed her through the fortress corridors, Finn noticed how effortlessly she moved, how the guards seemed to part before her without a word. She led him to a chamber that looked nothing like the cell he had known. The room was vast, with walls lined with unfamiliar symbols, and a holographic map of the world glowing in the center. "You were captured for a reason," Kalira said, gesturing to the map. "Your skills are needed. The region is under threat, and you have something they do not expect." Finn frowned. "Skills? I'm just an engineer. I repair machines. I can't fight like you." Kalira's eyes softened slightly. "Fighting is not the only way to survive. Strategy, ingenuity, and courage are also weapons. If you are willing, you will be more than a prisoner. You will be my protector." The words struck Finn like a lightning bolt. His mind reeled. A protector? He, who had been cowering in fear for days, was being offered a role beside a warrior of legend. He wanted to laugh, but the seriousness in Kalira's gaze silenced him. "Why me?" he asked, almost whispering. "Because you are human," she replied simply. "And humans adapt." The following days were a whirlwind of training and preparation. Kalira did not make him spar with her at first. Instead, she taught him how to move through the fortress, how to recognize threats, and most importantly, how to think beyond instinct. Finn learned to read the flow of alien patrols, to anticipate their movements, and to use his knowledge of technology to manipulate their systems. It was exhausting, and at first, Finn failed often. He tripped over unfamiliar terrain, misread the alien symbols, and panicked when confronted with automated defenses. Kalira did not punish him. Instead, she guided him patiently, correcting his errors with quiet precision. Over time, Finn began to notice changes within himself. His fear diminished, replaced by a growing confidence, a sense that perhaps he could truly survive in this world. One evening, As they were surveying the fortress from a high balcony, Finn spoke without thinking. "I never imagined I'd be here, standing beside someone like you," he said, voice low. Kalira glanced at him, her expression unreadable. "And yet here you are. I mean, I was nothing, just a prisoner. And now you trust me. Why?" Kalira considered him for a long moment. "Trust is earned, Finn, and you have shown courage in ways that surprise me." The first test came sooner than Finn expected. A rebel faction, opposed to Kalira's rule, had infiltrated the lower levels of the fortress. Alarms blared, and the facility trembled under the force of an unseen attack. Kalira moved with deadly efficiency, coordinating defenders and neutralizing threats. Finn followed her, his heart in his throat, but this time he did not hesitate. Using knowledge gleaned from his training, he manipulated security doors, rerouted power, and created escape paths for civilians trapped below. Kalira noticed immediately. "You are learning," she said, almost approvingly. The battle was fierce, and Finn faced moments when instinct told him to run, to hide. But Kalira was always near, her presence steady and grounding. When a rogue attacker lunged at him, Kalira intercepted, disarming the intruder in a blur of motion. She looked at him then, and for the first time, Finn saw something other than authority in her eyes. Respect. By the time the battle ended, the fortress was scarred but intact. Finn, exhausted and bruised, had survived. And Kalira, for the first time, acknowledged him publicly before her warriors. "You see this human?" she said, voice ringing out across the assembly. "He is my protector, not because of strength alone, but because of courage, intellect, and heart. Remember this." The other warriors murmured among themselves. Finn felt a strange mixture of pride and disbelief. He, once a helpless prisoner, had become a figure of recognition in a society that had seemed impossible to penetrate. In the weeks that followed, Kalira and Finn became an inseparable pair in the eyes of the fortress. Their partnership was unconventional. He was not a warrior, but his strategies, his human ingenuity, and his courage complemented her strength and experience. Together, they led missions, negotiated with alien factions, and defended the fortress against threats that had once seemed insurmountable. Yet, beyond the battles and strategies, a bond formed between them. Finn observed Kalira in quiet moments, how she studied the stars with a mixture of curiosity and calculation, how she trained with precision, and how, beneath her formidable exterior, she carried a weight of responsibility that none could see. In turn, Kalira began to rely on him in ways she did not admit to anyone else. His observations, his insights, and his quiet determination became a source of strength for her, a tether to the human world she had never fully known. One night, during a quiet patrol along the fortress walls, Kalira spoke softly. "A rarity for someone so commanding. You have changed the way I see humans," she admitted. "I believe them to be fragile, limited, but you are adaptable, brave, and capable of loyalty that surprises even me." Finn glanced at her, feeling a warmth he had not known he could feel in such a world. I just wanted to survive. But standing beside you, I feel like I can do more than that." Kalira studied him for a moment, then placed a hand on his shoulder, a gesture so rare it sent a shiver through him. "Then we will face whatever comes together, as protector and warrior." It was not just a declaration of roles. It was a bond, an acknowledgement of trust and partnership that transcended the simple definitions of prisoner and captor. Finn realized then that he was no longer just surviving. He was part of something larger, a force that could withstand anything because it combined the strength of Kalira with the ingenuity of a human mind. Their most dangerous challenge came when an ancient warship appeared in orbit, its weapon systems unlike anything the fortress had faced. Kalira prepared her forces, but it was Finn's knowledge of engineering and unconventional thinking that allowed them to exploit the enemy's vulnerabilities. Together, they devised a plan that relied on human intuition and alien combat skill, a combination no one had expected. The battle was harrowing. Explosions rocked the fortress, and the sky above burned with energy blasts. Finn worked alongside Kalira, his heart racing as he anticipated movements, diverted attacks, and provided critical support. At a moment when defeat seemed inevitable, Kalira turned to him, her eyes locking onto his. "Now, Finn, do what only you can do." With a surge of adrenaline, Finn executed a maneuver he had devised in hours of study and improvisation. The enemy ship faltered, its systems disrupted, and finally it retreated. The fortress had survived, and the people inside cheered for both the warrior and the human who had once been a prisoner. Kalira approached him afterward, armor scorched and eyes bright with triumph. "You see, Finn? Humans are more than they appear. And now, you are truly my protector, not just in title but in deed." Finn smiled, a mixture of relief and pride washing over him. "I never imagined this. That we could do this together." Kalira's expression softened, and for a brief moment she allowed herself to be just Kalira, not the fearsome warrior. "It is because we are together. Never forget that, protector." From that day forward, Finn and Kalira were inseparable in the annals of the fortress. The human who had been a prisoner became a symbol of ingenuity, courage, and loyalty. And the alien warrior, once feared by all, revealed the depth of her respect for the resilience of H.